In 1966, a man named Chan Thomas published a book that claimed the world was ending. Not by fire or nuclear war, but by the very ground beneath our feet. He argued that every few thousand years, the Earth's crust slips like a loose rug, sending the oceans screaming across the continents at supersonic speeds. Most people ignored it. They took the manuscript, sanitized it, and locked it away for decades. Why would an intelligence agency care about a fringe theory on geology and Noah's Ark? Is it because the theory is a hoax, or because they know the clock is ticking? Today at Broken Shield, we're declassifying the truth behind the Adam and Eve story. Chan Thomas wasn't talking about a slow drift of continents. He was talking about catastrophic crustal displacement. According to Thomas, the Earth's magnetic poles act as a stabilizer. But every 5,000 to 6,000 years, that stability fails. He claimed that the North Pole shifts to the equator in a matter of hours. Imagine the physics. The Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour at the equator. If the crust suddenly stops or shifts, the atmosphere and the oceans, which have their own momentum, don't stop. They keep moving. Result: winds faster than a jet engine and tsunamis miles high. Thomas argued this is the real origin of every great flood myth in human history, from the Bible to the Epic of Gilgamesh. For decades, this was just a rare, out-of-print book. Then, in 2013, a Freedom of Information Act request forced the CIA to release a 57-page version of the manuscript. But there was a catch. The original book was over 200 pages long. Why did the CIA only have 57 pages? And why was it labeled sanitized? Conspiracy theorists went wild. They pointed to the missing pages as proof that the government is hiding the date of the next cataclysm. But researchers have a more grounded theory. During the Cold War, the CIA's Office of Scientific Intelligence tracked everything related to geophysics. They needed to know if the Soviets could trigger earthquakes or if polar shifts would mess with their spy satellites and nuclear missile guidance systems. Now, we have to address the science. Is Thomas right? Modern geology confirms that magnetic pole reversals are real. The North and South poles have flipped hundreds of times in Earth's history. However, there is zero evidence in the fossil record or ice cores that the entire crust has ever shifted in a single afternoon. If a shift that violent happened 6,000 years ago, we wouldn't just see flood myths. We'd see a global kill layer in the sediment that matches that timeline. While we do see mass extinction events in Earth's deep past, they usually take place over thousands of years, not ours. So what was in the missing pages? As it turns out, the full version of the book is available in some libraries and private collections. The secret content? It's mostly Thomas's highly controversial take on religious history and his personal translations of Genesis. The CIA likely sanitized it, not because the science was dangerous, but because the rest of the book was irrelevant to their intelligence mission. They kept the parts about the pole shift because that's what affected their tech hand, tossed the rest. The Adam and Eve story remains one of the most fascinating what-ifs in the history of declassified documents. Whether it's a brilliant insight ignored by mainstream science or the ramblings of a man obsessed with the apocalypse, it reminds us of one thing. Our planet is a living, changing machine. And sometimes, the scariest stories aren't the ones the government hides, but the ones we simply aren't ready to believe. What do you think? Was Chan Thomas onto something? Or is this just another Cold War curiosity? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching Broken Shield. Please like, subscribe. It really does help small channels like us.